What is up, yo? It's your boy Winston Wolf. I'm back. I just want to do a quick video. I pretty much abandoned doing reviews on Winning Time. It's just, I can't bring myself, with the little bit of free time I have, I just can't bring myself to watch that show. It is absolutely terrible. I'm a diehard Lakers fan. Anybody that knows me will tell you that. Excuse me. But the show's just no good. Let's just be honest. The show is no good. If you have standards, the show is no good. Like I said before, the show should have been more P.T. Anderson Boogie Nights and less whatever it is. I don't know what they're trying to do with that show. But Sunday, I watched The Master again by P.T. Anderson. Speaking of P.T. Anderson, I watched The Master. I haven't seen it in a few years. I haven't watched it since it came out, but when it came out, I remember I watched it about 2 or 3 times. Really liked it. It's a really good movie. Like, you get home from work, you want to just wind down, smoke a little, relax. The Master is definitely one of those movies where you can just kick back, you can just get into it. So if you don't know what The Master is, it's basically about L. Ron Hubbard and the birth of Scientology. It stars the great Joaquin Phoenix, the great... Oh my God, hold on. Oh my God, what is it? Philip Seymour Hoffman. My God, I can't remember. I almost couldn't remember his name. Amy Adams. Who else? Jesse Plemons. Is that his name? By the way, Jesse Plemons in probably one of the greatest episodes of TV ever. The USS. What is it? Black Mirror? Can't remember. Anyways, awesome cast. The story really, because I watched it with somebody that was, I'm all over the place right now, but I watched it with somebody who had been watching the Netflix Leah Remini Scientology show. And I'm like, I don't care what she's talking about. We already heard her story. We've already heard, like, years ago, we heard her spill the beans on Scientology. At this point, if she's coming up with new stuff or still talking about it, that's lame. You already said what you had to say. If you have talent, keep it moving. You're beating a dead horse right now. We already heard what you had to say before. Like I said, if you're coming up with new stuff and new things to talk about, you're lying. You're lying and it's lame. We already know Scientology, blah, 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 but so's Christianity, so's, Islam, all that. All religion is weird. They have all religion has more bad than good. So don't be singling one out, acting like your religion or you are better than anybody else's beliefs or their religion. Just stop it. It's all weird stuff. Just believe what you want to believe and just try to be the best person you can be. Simple as that. But what the heck? I haven't even smoked yet and I'm rambling. So The Master. So if you want to know about Scientology, the actual rules of Scientology, in The Master, they do not get into that at all. It's more about the acting. It's more about the characters. Joaquin Phoenix plays somebody that was in the military, in the Navy, I believe, and he gets out of World War II. He's an alcoholic. He's lost. He obviously has mental problems. He stumbles upon a yacht where L. Ron Hubbard, I can't remember what his name is there, but it's not L. Ron Hubbard. They don't call anybody by their real names. They don't call Scientology, which is good, because if they did, like, I'm shocked this movie even came out how it did, knowing how Scientology goes after people and knowing how Hollywood has those weirdos up in there. And when I say weirdo, I don't mean, like I said, because of the religion. I just mean if you're doing weird stuff, then you're just a weirdo. Point blank. I don't care why you're doing the weird stuff. If you do it, you're a weirdo. But there's a bunch of Hollywood weirdos that are into Scientology, and they do not want anybody, criticizing or any movies or anything coming out. So I'm shocked the movie came out. So it's kind of a good thing probably during the movie they didn't get specific about anything, because then it never would have came out. It would have been tied up in all kinds of legal stuff. But it's about Scientology. It's set in the, I guess, late 40s, because it's mid to late 40s, right after World War II. But Joaquin Phoenix's character, he's drunk. He stumbles upon a yacht party where the Scientology people are partying. Wakes up the next morning, and then that begins his journey with Scientology and his relationship with L. Ron Hubbard. And it's a weird relationship. It's homoerotic. It's confusing. It's just a weird relationship. But like I said, the most interesting aspect of this movie is the directing and is the acting. That's what it is. If you get off on good directing, if you get off on great acting, you're gonna like this. You're gonna enjoy it a lot. If not, if that doesn't float your boat, if like explosions and just flashing lights and a bunch of dumb stuff, and you're entertained by a pinwheel and sparkles and stuff like that, this isn't gonna do it for you. And what else can I say? That's pretty much, because there really isn't too much to the movie. It's just great performances, interesting story. I don't want to say slow burn, because whenever you say slow burn, it just seems like nothing happens. Any movie that I've described as a slow burn or had a slow burn described to me, it's always been nothing for the first 45 minutes, and then they finally get into it. And I don't like slow burns. I wouldn't say this is just evenly paced. It's evenly paced. And again, it's about Scientology. It's and not modern Scientology where people are being locked in rooms and being, chewed on by rats until they die and stuff like that. This is early Scientology, before they got into the, whatever you would consider crazy stuff with their religion. Joaquin Phoenix, though, man, I mean, Philip Seymour Hoffman, yes, definitely. I think this might be his greatest performance. But Joaquin Phoenix, man, this dude, there's a scene where he's in the cell when him and Philip Seymour Hoffman's character, the L. Ron Hubbard character, he fleeced some lady for some money, so he gets arrested. Joaquin Phoenix tries to defend him, so he gets thrown in jail too. They get in cells next to each other, and just the way Joaquin Phoenix is acting. If you've seen Mandy, the scene where Nicolas Cage is drinking the vodka and screaming and yelling in the bathroom, that's so good. Very similar to that, reminds me of that. But there's just so many standout moments in this, by both of them, but just Joaquin Phoenix. This is almost like, had he not done the Joker and a couple other movies, I think this would be the movie that he would be remembered for as his greatest piece of work. So, I mean, out of all his great performances, this is right up there in the top 3, maybe top 5. I'd have to really sit down and just go through the list of Joaquin Phoenix movies, but it's definitely in the top 5, maybe the top 3. P.T. Anderson did it again. I just like how when he started his career, it was more of that Tarantino kind of, shocking moments in the movie coming out of left field, catching you by surprise. And then he just kind of found his style, just pure storytelling. He's just an awesome director. I just love what he does. The Master, 0 to 10 dog bones. See, it'd be easy just to say 10. It'd be easy just to, but because it's not for everybody. I say for an 8. For me personally, it's a 10. For everybody else, I'd say an 8. Because the person I watched it with, they were interested in the subject matter of Scientology and very interested in the movie, but the movie, it lost them. Because they didn't have, the whiz bang that they wanted. They didn't have all the crazy stuff, all the tabloid stuff. There's definitely some stuff you're going to talk about after the movie that's in there, but as far as, the modern stuff, it wasn't that. So if that's what you're looking for, just watch the lame Leah Remini, all her documentaries, all her shows, everything. Just watch that. But if you want an actual piece of art, watch this movie. This is your boy Winston Wolf. I'm out.